Okay, so this video is going to be dedicated to someone who spent some time with me on the phone, and this is nothing which nobody can steal, I don't think. So this is just the story of Shamoka not ringing so true, if you will. She remember she left, she can't believe how she got out, etc. Let's go from there.
Security guard. We said we have to hear from her. We have to hear her story, and now for the first time, she is sharing that story. So you're able to get out from the desk, you go through the window.
From the desk, go through the window. Well, what window are we talking about? GoFundMe. As Rasha Riva was selflessly running door to door on the 9th floor trying to get her neighbors out of the building safely, Champlain Tower's front desk security guard Shamoka Furman was downstairs rescuing entire families and elderly residents. At approximately, that's the narrative there, at approximately 1:30, Shamoka heard and felt what she thought was an earthquake. Then the power went out. She called 911 when residents began to call down to the desk. Well, okay, it was a little bit jumpy there, but let's go for this. Shamoka told them to get out of the building immediately, end quote. Since the power was out, the front doors of CTS, Champlain Tower South, wouldn't open. Shamoka had to crawl through the valet key window. Since the power was out, the front doors of Shamoka had to crawl through the valet key window. Once she saw there were residents trapped inside, she crawled back through the window. This all happened in a matter of seconds. So wait a minute. She saw people. She jetted through the window, and then she jetted back in the window. Well, what's going on here? So here's my narrative. Did she get out of there and skip town, and then realize, oh shit, I need to get to my car. I got something I left in my car. It's behind the valet. It's in the valet station. Let me climb back to the window, get my keys, and get down to my car. I'll go down to the garage. So she went out. She went out through the car there, right? There's a ladder. Remember the ladder across the cars through the parking lot? So then she crawls over that ladder that mysteriously is on top of the truck or whatever the hell it is. Maybe she crawls over there to get to this car, because this car's been bothering me. There's a car in the parking lot that has its windows open in the collapsed. When you look in the collapsed vehicles, it's one car, one window open. Always been standing in my mind if somebody left their window open. Why would they do that? But let's read on. She grabbed an older resident, worked her way through the collapsed parking garage. So that kills the ladder idea from coming from the upper deck and using the ladder in that capacity. Okay, check mark. She grabbed an elder resident, worked her way through the collapsed parking garage, crawling through water debris. Okay, that was ankle deep. We know about the ankle deep water. Okay, crawling. She decides to crawl because walking wouldn't work. Of course, it's crawling is a narrative somebody used here that's just amazingly stupid. Crawling through water debris over crushed cars. She's crawling through crushed cars now. Crawling through over crushed cars and finally carrying the resident over a wall and safely out the Collins. So now that little lady now becomes a fireman, picking him up and carrying him out. She made her way back to the building and helped an entire family escape this time. So she went back there. This reminds me of the pig guy. You guys know the story of the three-legged pig? Three-legged pig. The man walks up to the salesman and he says, a salesman walks up to the farmer there and knocks on the door. Says, like to say, slams the door on the salesman. Knocks again. Mister, I'm a salesman. I recognize you're a salesman. He says, I don't need anything you have to sell. I got a three-legged pig. Slams the door on the guy again. Well, the salesman can't take it. He's got to know. So he knocks on the door again. He says, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say anything. Just tell me about your three-legged pig, please, So he says, I'll tell you what. That pig out there, that pig's awesome. One time the house was on fire, and the firemen, nobody would rush into the building. Nobody. But that three-legged pig, he caught on what was going on in there. He ran in there, grabbed my daughter, and got her out of the house, carried her out of the house. He said, oh my gosh, it's amazing. He said, that's nothing. One time I was trapped underneath the tractor out in the field there. I'm screaming and hollering. Nobody can hear me. But the pig hears me. He comes running over, picks up the tractor, pulls me out. Amazing. He says, oh my gosh, oh no, the pig's done so many things for me like that. He says, wow, what happened to his leg? And the farmer looks at him, amazingly, and says, hey, with a pig like that, you don't eat them all at once. Okay, so this is starting to sound like that pig story, where she goes back into the building now, finally carrying out the resident over a wall and safely out to Collins Avenue. Over a wall? I couldn't carry you over a wall, guys. It's 4 foot. Those walls are 4 foot tall. I can't carry you over the wall. I can help you push you over the wall, drag you over the wall. You're going to get all scuffed up and all that. And on the other side, I wish you the best when you drop to 4 feet, because the planter boxes are over there. So I didn't get you over the wall the other way by the pool area, because that's too much of a leap. And you have to climb across that steel, and that's not in my capability of being able to even consider that. Maybe I'd take you across the trucks and on that ladder, get you up to the top deck there, and then get you, wish you the best to get over the wall from there. But that's weird. I just ran through, remember, I just ran and put myself in her mind. I just climbed through a damn key window to get out of here. And then I decided to come back inside to help people? All right, so first I had flight and run, protect my ass, and then all of a sudden I had, let me go back and be this three-legged pig. Well, what I think was happening is that Shamoka has a car out there. That car is going to tie in now. Let's read on. She made her way back in the building and helped an entire family escape this time. I guess they all had to climb through the window, because that's how she had to get through the window. The doors don't work, so everybody pushed themselves through the window. In fact, there's 6 people stuck in the window today. They're still getting them out. She's badly injured in the process. I guess you would scrape your ribs a little bit going through a damn window. Why would you want to go through a valet window? Well, maybe you got something inside that office that there is an electronic door maybe, and you can't get it open again. And so you got to go through a valet window to go in there and grab your keys, for example, or maybe your cell phone. She's covered with bruises from head to toe. Well, wow. I guess you're carrying those people on your shoulder and across your face. They're fat, hitting your face as you're walking them through the debris. If you take note, when the cop shows up and confronts her, she's walking away from the cop. Nobody's with her. She's not taking care of anybody. Apparently, it's like she stopped in her tracks to have to start talking. It's a very, very interesting interaction. Let's say that. All right. She's going to the hospital today. By the time first responders arrived, she was physically ill, hunched over on the street. Shamoka is physically injured and severely traumatized. She is a survivor and a hero. Unfortunately, her only possession in life was the car her deceased mother gave her. That was in the visitors' parking next to the pool area. Isn't that amazing? So the car, that car with the window down, I'm going to guess is her car. As many of you have seen, the remaining portion of the building has been demolished. So look back there, and I talked about that car one time, saying, take note of the window. Window's down. Now, that window with the window down, I wonder if it's her car. This would also explain why she's back inside that rubble, if you will, down inside there. She's got to get back to her car. Not superhero, but car villain. I believe she has to get back to her car for something that's in the car that she wants to recover. You tell me what it is. I don't have the imagination for that. But she goes back to this car. During there, the mom, the lady that found her trying to get out of the rubble, couldn't get out. She winds up walking out onto the ankle-deep water, onto the deck there, which is by the cars, the butterfly area. And Shamoka's got to get out of there too. So, they both find a way out. Possibly across the cars, possibly across that ladder, and oddly, teasingly called that ladder foundation. Now all of a sudden it turns out to be true. Maybe across the cars, and it turns out to be a real path of getting out, a foundation to get out, if you will. Isn't that ironic? Because if you go back to the building, she's got to push Grandma through the window, right? And the only way out from down there is back up across those cars, unless you go across that wall. And that's a 4 foot drop, baby. And remember, it's planter boxes and all that. You still got a 4 foot drop on the other side. So I just thought I'd bring this to your attention and talk about that car is so amazing. I know I don't want to do videos on this, and I hope that no one thinks that this content is steel worthy, but she went through a window. Now, I already have a couple of people looking for a window for me, and to try to find the window. I've already called a few people that called me up and wanted me to do video still. And I said, well, we'll talk a bit, and I'm like, well, find me the window. find me this window that she climbs through, and I'll find you your hurt rib climbing out the window and then back in. And what's so important to go through that window? And how did these other people she helped get out of the building, how did they get out? How did they all get out? Did they all climb through the window? She's talking about a window action.
Yeah.
And then you're able to get down to there to the garage, and that's where the people are screaming, help me, help me.
Yeah, the people are screaming, help me through the...
Help me, screaming. She went back through there. When back, I think she realized that she had to get something out of a car. And once she realized, she went around the building to go look for a car. She realized the car was down below. She was getting in her car to jet. But when she saw it down below and part of those cars that collapsed, she said, oh shit, let me get to my car. So somehow she makes her way down there, either through the ladder or as she states, going back through the building, which is kind of weird. Through the building, down the steps, through the ankle-deep water, in the dark, all the way around there to get to her car. Let's go from there.
Through the garage and also...
Shamoka Furman was on the job 5 months as a security guard at the Champlain Tower South. You can see her here moments after the condo collapsed.
She's moments after.
Talking to Surfside Police.
Are you okay? Unknown injuries right now.
Let's go again.
Tower South. You can see her here moments after the condo collapsed, talking to Surfside Police.
Are you okay?
Unknown injuries right now.
Are you okay? Do you want fire to check you out?
Yeah,
Fire's right here.
look, I was security.
Okay.
Great.
Are people? What fell?
They gotta get out of there.
What collapsed?
I don't know.
For the first time, she shares her story
I
of those
don't know. Or collapse. This is after she's already been by the debris, by the car, through a window, out of a window, and she's supposed to be crippled at this point.
early morning hours.
All I remember is the building shaking. It felt like an earthquake.
I don't even know how I made it out of there through the grace of...
She don't know how she made it out of there. Grace of God. Or the key window that she went out and then made it back in. Okay, now this is two stories that aren't ringing for me true. Her story is not ringing as all the way true, nor is the boy that walked out on the deck and saw the butterfly. I believe he hijacked the mother's story, and that he didn't see the pool deck nor the garage go down. The mother observed it secondarily after hearing the impact, and then she jetted. Neither story does she talk about the security guard running around saying that she looked down there to see the butterfly or the pool deck collapse. Seems like the mother did it. Mama Bear then went down the hallway to get the family that was already in the hallway, and again, I don't believe the son saw the pool deck go down, as he stated. Perhaps he ran to the door and looked out and saw it was gone, but he hijacked the story by saying he observed the butterflying happening, that happened, and it's 45 minutes later, mind you. It's not right then. His first story is our first rendering of his story.
I said I had to get out, but guess what? I couldn't get out. You know, I had to figure out a way to escape.
I had to figure out a way to escape, touching her temples and everything else. Instead of just telling the truth, I climbed through the valet window, which her friend has obviously posted, and then went back through the valet window, and then wound up by my car. Because
it was dark, I ended up going through like a window.
Shamoka has not been able to work.
Like a window. That's interesting. Like a window, which is the window that she went back through again.
Suffering from the trauma of what she saw and heard. As you are escaping through the rubble of the garage, you are actually hearing people scream.
Escaping through the rubble of the garage. A minute ago, she escaped through the valet window. But now it's and this is the narrative that they try to control to the public. Now it's escaping through the rubble. Now this puts her down there, admittedly so, by not denial here and talking about it, down by the rubble by her car now. So she went back there to get to her car, I believe.
Screaming
yes,
to you.
Screaming, help me, yelling, please don't leave me. I haven't been able to work. It's been very hard. Like, thank you, God, for saving my life. because June 24th, 2021 was the worst day of my life. Because I honestly thought I was going to die in that building.
Yeah. So he went back into the building. Yeah, so there we go. So you can see now that the rubble thing, and let's scrub back here a little bit.
To Surfside Police. Are you okay?
Unknown injuries right now. Fire about.
Turning away from the cop, not running towards the cop.
The Champlain
Let's do it
Tower
again.
South. You can
Watch the
see
white
her
shirt.
here moments
It's gonna
after
rotate
the
towards
condo
us.
collapsed, talking to Surfside Police. Are you okay?
Unknown injuries right now. Fire about. Requesting unit 50.
Fire's right here.
Look, I'm in security.
Okay.
Right?
Are people? What
They gotta get out of there.
What collapsed?
I don't know.
For the first time, she shares her story of those early morning hours.
All I remember is the building shaking. It felt like an earthquake.
I don't even know how I made it out of there through the grace of God.
I said I had to get out, but guess what? I couldn't get out. You know, I had to figure out a way to escape. It was dark. I ended up going through like a window.
Shamoka has not
So escape going through a window, but then wound up in the garage.
been able to work, suffering from the trauma of what she saw and heard. As you are escaping through the rubble of the garage, you are actually hearing people screaming
Yes,
to you.
screaming, help me, yelling, please, please don't leave me. I haven't been able to work. It's been very hard. Like, thank you.
But yet we have over here in the GoFundMe, we have it made clear that she goes to a window. She's got a car parked over there. Once she saw their residents, let me push up. Once she saw their residents trapped inside, she crawled back through. This all happened in a matter of seconds. She grabbed an older resident, worked her way through the collapsed parking garage, which is weird, right? Crawling through water, debris, over crushed cars, and finally carrying the resident over a wall and safely out to Collins Avenue. None of that was given up to the cop. None of it was stated before, and now we have this version. So what do you guys think? I think the car was very important that she get something out of that car. She went back there, and that's when she ran across the lady that needed help. That says, "Oh, you saved me." The lady says, "You saved me. We're now you're like a grandmother to me," she says, or something like that. And reality, I think she's making her way to a car. That's what I think. She's going to the hospital today, whatever, because she's crippled, and clearly she's not crippled. It doesn't appear to be crippled. All right. So this GoFundMe is interesting. Most people come back and really say thank you for the money. Really appreciate it, etc. Update. I'm doing better. Really, great. There is no great after that. There is no, thank you for whatever. There's not a single thank you here as far as I could find. And the update. So there is the tied-in videos that they use. There she is now on crutches. Apparently now needing a crutch. And she didn't need a crutch a second ago, and now she can't walk. Yeah, she was walking away from the cop a second ago. And now she's got a right leg issue, apparently. Very interesting. Let's play this.
To the street level, inside a lot of dust. I don't know in what part of the building I was. And somebody helped me, the security saying, run, follow me. He helped me to climb one wall, to jump another, like a whole big hole.
To jump held me. He held me to jump the wall. Nobody even knows who he is.
And I finally arrived to the safe street. And I stayed for 40 minutes in there. I don't see anything else get out to the building. To climb one wall, to jump another, like a whole, I don't know in what part of the building I was. And somebody helped me, the security saying, run, follow me. He helped me to
Run, follow me. Not let me pick you up and carry you. Run, follow me. And then he helped me to climb over the wall.
Climb one wall, to jump another, like a whole big hole, and I finally
Sounds like the flower box area. To jump over the big hole. Sounds like the flower box area.
arrived to the safe street. And I stayed for 40 minutes in there.
But she was in the water, wasn't she? Down at the bottom. And they climbed up over to the right then, by that ladder area, I'm going to guess. Alright, what do you guys think? This seems pretty, it smells fishy. This story of going out of a window, coming back to a window, then going down there. It sounds like she's getting to a car. Again, look at the, I'll end it with that, with the, was downstairs rescuing entire families and elderly women. Listen, she's superhero now. At approximately 1:30 a.m., Shamoka heard and felt what she thought was an earthquake. Then the power went out. She called 911. Then residents began to call down to the desk. Shamoka told them to get out of the building immediately. Since the power was out, the front doors of CTS wouldn't open. Interesting. They have doors that won't open. Shamoka had to crawl through the valet key window. Once she saw there were residents trapped inside, so she saw residents trapped inside, she crawled back through. So then residents asked, she crawled back through. With that, she pushed them all through the valet window. And then she went looking for more people. Went him downstairs to find this lady. Of course, I'm being facetious. So she finds residents trapped inside. And what does she do? Well, they just skip that part. It doesn't seem to happen. They just magically disappear. Once she saw there were residents trapped inside, she crawled back through. To do what? We see her in the middle of the street not trying to help anybody. This is all happening in a matter of seconds. She grabbed an elder resident, worked her way through the collapsed parking garage, crawling through water. Now she's back in the... How did she get in the parking garage? She just climbed through a valet window. The valet window is clearly not in the garage down below. So she was making her way to her car. That was her intent, to get to the car, I believe. And she went through the building, realizing that she's evaluated real quickly. Her car's down there. She didn't figure out how to climb over the wall and get to a car and climb down across the ladder in the truck. Then she went back through the building, went through the damn steps, got down through the parking garage area. Older lady happens, run across the older lady. Hey, follow me. Helping her get out. But before they're so, or afterwards, she clears out something out of her car. And then she gets out also. She made her way back into the building and helped an entire family. She was badly injured in the process. She'll be crippled for life, it says. No. She was covered with bruises from head to toe. From head to toe. We see her. She's covered in bruises head to toe. Yeah, hematoma. She's just everywhere, just bruises. She's going to the hospital today because yesterday wouldn't have been in the right time to go. By the time first responders arrived, she's physically ill and hunched over on the street. Well, don't remember that. Do you guys remember that? She's helping people out of the garage, carrying them out of the, crawling through windows and carrying them out. So you can see where this all goes, guys. This just seems, it smells like fish. I think it's fish. It's fishy, in other words. Goodbye. And no, I'm not going to keep doing videos. I just wanted to do that for you guys. Screen.